What is up, guys? Thaddeus here. In today's video, we are going to be talking about 5 myths regarding dropshipping in 2019 and people that are looking to get into the space, and people that are kind of, if you're curious about the space, if you just figured out what the internet is or what e-commerce is, then this is probably for you. Okay, so we're just gonna hop right into it so I don't waste your time and so I can go do other shit with my day. But first things first, right? Myth number one. Okay, myth number one is dropshipping only works for low-priced general items. Right now, I wanted to start with this one just because I notice a lot of the people that I see that ask me for help, right, or that DM me on Instagram, or that just reach out to me, privately, and are like, hey, can you take a look at my store, or like, hey, what am I doing wrong? I'm not getting sales, all this stuff. I'll look at their website, and in some cases they're really good, but most of the time, a lot of these people, you're underselling your products ridiculously. Okay, so it's not even the fact that you may be selling like a general product, because in some cases those stores can work. Again, I always advocate to go to niche down, whatever you want to call it, to get specific with your market, like figure out who your market is. And then find like a product that has product market fit, which is a lot easier if you attack the market first rather than trying to find a random product, right? Which is why when people go to general products, they're usually going about it wrong, because they're not looking at a market first. They're just finding general products. They're like, oh, everyone needs a plunger, so I'm gonna sell plungers online. That's not usually what you want to go do when you're trying to figure out products. Okay, so that's the first myth that I wanted to sort of bring up. And there's sort of 2 points to that, right? So there's just the fact that you're selling low ticket items, and there's the fact that it's a general product. So attacking point number one with low priced items, guys. So a lot of you guys, like, if you're new to e-commerce, right, most people start selling really cheap products. Okay, that's not a bad thing. Like even my first stores, I wasn't selling super cheap products, but I had like my cheapest product was probably around $12. Okay, and that was my low end. Okay, but I was selling a lot of stuff upper in sort of the upper echelon of like $45-$60 around there, like shades, backpacks, stuff like that was what I was doing with my first store in the men's accessories niche. Okay, so I wasn't just low ticket, but I see a lot of these people, like, you're so scared to ask for more money with your product that you end up selling shit for like $7, and you walk away with maybe $1 or $2 of profit, if that, even after like a shout out. But like, you're a beginner and you're trying to do paid Facebook ads, that's not gonna work at a $7 price point when you can only afford, when either way you only profit $1 or $2 after everything's said and done. That leaves very, very, very little room for generating sales with paid traffic, right? Your cost per conversion is probably not going to be that low if you're first starting out in the e-commerce space. And I think that's why some people they literally just dig their own grave when they're starting that off, okay? Because they're doing this. Now, a way to fix that, right, is one, raise your freaking price, like literally triple your price, okay? But again, that it's not as easy as doing that. Well, like literally you can go on Shopify and adjust your price, but what I'm saying is, like, you need to have the brand to back that up, right? Like, your website needs the aesthetic to show that perceived value to the potential client, that, hey, this is actually worth X amount of money, right? Your social media outlets, wherever you're driving traffic from, right? People need to come into your website already primed, like psychology wise, like thinking that, this brand, this company is somewhat, pricier than competitors. Because, you're not, most of the time, to be successful dropshipping, you're not going to be price competitive. That's usually not it. Okay, people go to Amazon for price competitiveness. Okay, what Amazon does is, like, Amazon, you don't have a brand identity. It's really just price point. Okay, now when you're dropshipping, it's kind of like a flip side. Like, you have so much room to actually craft a brand identity through social media, through your website, through everything else, that you should be capitalizing on that to actually create sort of this brand presence for yourself. Okay, that actually, like, where people have this perceived value that your stuff is worth more than it actually is. Okay, so that is myth number. Well, actually, we could talk about general items as well real quick. But with general items, guys, it's really just how you attack the market. So when you're trying to get started dropshipping, you need to figure out who you're going to market towards first. Like, who is your market? Who is your niche, right? If you want to sell, really cute aesthetic water bottles or something, right? Like, some people might consider that a general item. A general item, I would just say, is a water bottle, right? But you can niche that down by going to, I don't know, like figuring out, like, okay, I want athletic girls that, you know, are like artsy or something like that, right? And then you can go on AliExpress and literally find water bottles that look cute and market them as, you know, like for these women that are athletic, that are going out and doing stuff with their day and having this cute little water bottle by their side. Like there's so many ways to take a project and craft this like presence around it where it can actually fit a specific, you know, market niche. Okay, guys? So that's myth number 1, which took like 5 freaking minutes. Now, myth number 2, you only need to list products on your website to begin making sales. Okay, this is another one just because I know there's a lot of beginners watching these videos, and a lot of beginners will message me saying, hey, I finished my website, blah, 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 I'm not getting sales. It's like, yeah, you're not getting sales, you don't have traffic. Okay, you can have the best looking website in the world, okay? And if you have no traffic, if there's no eyeballs looking on your really good looking website, you're not going to convert. You can't convert 0 traffic, okay? You physically, literally you can't do that. So the issue with that most people think is like, oh, they spend all this time making this, you know, this website look really good, and they spent so much time making their products, you know, make sure all their products and stuff flow on the website and their descriptions are really solid, and they have all these apps and widgets, which is good, right? Like, you should have that, but that shouldn't be where all your focus is going. Most of your focus needs, not most, but I'd say, you know, at least 50% like should be going to marketing, figuring out how to craft, you know, these like certain content and visuals that will reflect on your brand and help drive traffic when you start doing paid ads or influencer shoutouts or whatever the like it is that you're doing. You need traffic, you need eyeballs. Okay, guys. So that's just one that I feel is brought up frequently, just because anyone new trying to get into this space is usually just like, I made a website, where's my sales? Like that's what Amazon does, guys. On Amazon, if you list your product, right, basically like they have all the traffic coming to their marketplace. So you list your product, obviously you need like SEO and keywords and rates, a little bit different than Shopify, but that's more Amazon, right? Shopify is like your website is like on its own. It's on its own little island, and you need to basically, what do I do? Like build a bridge over to the people and let the people come to your island. Okay, that's my best analogy. Now, myth number 3, dropshipping has terrible margins. Now, most people have terrible margins, or they say they do, because when they try dropshipping, they sell some cheap shit and they walk away with $1 or $2 of profit, like I just mentioned before. Or they try and sell some expensive shit, but they suck at paid ads, their, you know, cost per conversion, and everything else that plays into their paid advertising makes their prices skyrocket, right? It's just way too much. That gives you terrible margins. Now, to not have terrible margins when you dropship, I'm not gonna say it's easy to have really good margins, but the process is fairly simple. So you validate that your offer sells, okay? Once you know that your offer sells and you can actually make money with that, right? Then it's where, okay, you need